ಈಗ ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಮಂದಿ ಕೈಯಾಗ ಸಿಕ್ಬಿಟ್ಟೈತಿ ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಕೈಯಾಗ ಉಳಿದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅವ್ರು ಒಂದು ವೇಳೆ ಶಾರ್ಟೇಜ್ ಮಾಡಿ ರೇಟ್ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆನೂ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಅವರು ಬೇಡ ಅದ್ರಾಗ ರೊಕ್ಕದ ಆಸೆಗೆ ಡುಪ್ಲಿಕೇಟನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು ನಮಗೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವೇ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಿದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಗ್ಯಾರಂಟಿ ಅಂತ ಇದ್ರಾಗ ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲ್ನಾಗ ಬಂದ್ರಿ ನಾ. ಆಗ ನಾವು ಭಾಳ ಹಾಕಿ ಏನಾಗಿಬಿಡ್ತದ, ಈ ಬೋರ್ ನೀರು ಹಾಸಿ ಈ ಅಗಿ ಹಚ್ಚಿರ ಸುಡಾಕತ್ತು ಬಿಡ್ತದ. ನಾವೇನವ್ರ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ 4 ಚೀಲ ಆಗೈತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ 3 ಸಾಕು ನಾವನ್ನ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಏನು ಒಂದು ಹೊಳಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ, ಏನಿಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ ಆರಾಮ ನಮಗೆ ಬಂದೈತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಅಷ್ಟು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ 4 ಬಂದು 4 ಬರಲಿ, ಅವ್ರು ನಮಗೆ 3 ಬರಲಿ.
Hello, I'm Sushma, and today I speak for all of us at Kandu. What you just watched is a scenario which prompted our brown cotton work in Karnataka, South India. Cotton is a crucial crop of this region. Historically, it was revered as the magic fiber, central to India's rural economy. That's because it combined agriculture with a wealth of knowledge involving local production processes of spinning, weaving, and other ancillary activities which are very closely associated with the crafts. The onset of the Industrial Revolution witnessed the promotion of cotton as a cash crop. And now, the magic fiber became white gold. This led to the devastating loss of cotton's role as an enabler of social relationships and livelihoods in the agrarian ecosystem. Today, about 97% of cotton farmers in India are growing a pesticide and water-intensive variety. Behind images and reports of cotton abundance, there is extreme soil degradation, health risks for farm workers, severe, irreversible environmental damage to the land. Cotton cultivation is plagued by lack of access to quality seeds, high cost of production, way less than promised harvests, combined with climate fluctuations and unreliable markets. This extremely skewed cost to revenue ratio of cotton cultivation creates a vicious cycle which pushes small farmers further into debt, sometimes leading to suicide. Kandu's land-to-loom story with naturally colored brown cotton is essentially a response to the challenges of people and processes in cotton. The seed is a non-BT, non-hybrid variety, which means that the farmer can save the best seeds to sow in the next season. It is inherently resilient against unpredictable weather patterns. We have witnessed this cotton surviving floods. Crop failure is thus unheard of. Despite all these favorable traits, Chennabasappa Masuti was the only farmer who cultivated this hardy cotton under natural farming principles, even as the rest of the village had long abandoned it. Why was this naturally colored fiber, which even nullified the water and energy-intensive bleaching dyeing process, unable to reach its true potential in a textile world where the basic raw material is cotton? We realized that the system to procure and convert this precious medium staple cotton into a utilitarian product became non-existent. The skill of mounting fragile brown cotton yarn on the warp of a handloom had disappeared. The retail price of the textile did not reflect the true value of the produce. The cotton, which had once upon a time sustained livelihoods of thousands of spinners, winders, carders, warpers, and weavers of the village, was on the verge of extinction when we discovered it. Our work with farmers prioritizes their livelihoods. They are encouraged to balance their cash crop production of cotton with their family's food security and nutrition. The work begins with understanding soil and therefore the role of weeds in cultivation. When a farmer adopts a diversified cropping system, she has the fourfold advantage of providing grain and pulses catering to the family's basic food needs, supplementing family income, managing pests, and giving back nutrition to the soil which nurtures life. BT, or genetically modified cotton, and its soil, which is laden with chemicals, unfortunately does not allow for a wholesome and nurturing vision of agriculture. The ecological benefits and livelihood opportunities aside, colored cotton can well prove to be the instrument that can help small-scale farmers evade the vicious cycle of chemical and water-intensive mainstream cotton cultivation. By adopting regenerative agricultural practices, farmers conserve and enhance soil health, help reduce groundwater contamination, value biocultural diversity, thus creating local systems to endure the ramification brought upon by climate change. Through this, they also contribute their might against global environmental degradation. At present, we work with 7 farmers, along with a resolute farmer who has persisted with brown cotton cultivation ever since it was first introduced in his village by the local University of Agricultural Sciences almost 20 years ago. 6 more farmers, including 3 women, have joined us this season. Work began with financial contributions from friends and family. We purchased the cotton, ginned, slivered, spun and hand-wove it into a ready-to-consume textile under brand name Kandu, meaning brown in the local language. The first attempt of its kind in Karnataka, this cotton-to-cloth process passed through several parts of the state, carrying with it the hopes and aspirations for a resurgent rural economy based on sustainable agrarian and craft traditions. The production of Kandu yarn and textile employs numerous hands. About 14 pairs of hands are involved in processes of ginning, combing, carding, slivering, roving, starching, warping and weaving. It dignifies work, wage, champions sustainable production practices, and brings land and loom closer together to reduce carbon footprint in production of textile. The farmers and weavers we are currently working with live within 5 kilometers of each other in what we refer to as a colored cotton circle. Since 2019, Udanta has supported the cultivation and subsequent purchase of brown cotton and manually spun this cotton into 33,000 kilometers of yarn. That's as much yarn to envelope New York and our cotton fields in one full circle. The challenge has been in addressing issues relating to both ends of the land-to-loom spectrum. We continue to ask questions about why a farmer should be growing cotton at all, to what is the price a farmer can demand for her cotton. And in the same breath, we are excited about exploring the versatility of the yarn. We collaborated with spinners and weavers of West Bengal to make finer count saris. And at the farthest end, we know that this yarn can lend itself to denim and furnishings. So at the end of about 5 years of work, the journey brings us back to where we began, to the very idea of diversity. The social, cultural, economic impact and subsequent relevance of cultivating diverse types of cotton, the diverse cultivation practices, the diverse processing methods, and therefore diversified textiles and products. Here I am reminded of an essay written by one of my favorite authors, A.K. Ramanujam. In 300 Ramayanas, he talks about the importance of many retellings of a story. He says it becomes vital, necessary, because that way there is no one single narrative that can lay claim to a story. I find cotton having parallels to this story. Questions remain for the future. Can we reskill artisans long habituated in working with long stable BT cotton to work with fragile medium stable brown cotton? What is the sensitivity required to bring in design innovation? Can we decentralize slivering processes, democratize textile production, How do we address the disrepair or in some cases non-existence of systems necessary to bring a textile made from any short or medium staple length cotton to the consumer? Thus, to announce its arrival as a game changer, even as it nurtures the crafts, brown cotton has to also lend itself to spins, blends, knits and weaves for big machines of the textile industry. We believe that it's ready for the leap. Are you ready to make space for it? Kandu envisions an alternative direction of development with naturally colored brown cotton, one that foregrounds the livelihood of the producer, one which creates an ecosystem of social, economic self-sustainability, ecological responsibility, and commercial viability. Local in practice, global in ambition and impact. I raise a call to every one of you here to partner with us in imagining a community with 10,000 brown cotton farmers cultivating this fabric of our future. A very big thank you to gorgeous Devika for bringing all of us together, and to Nina, Philip and the rest of the team at Edelkoot. Thank you for the immense opportunity to tell our story. Tata, and as we go in the south, namaskara and see you soon.